The day I've been waiting for is finally here. Welcome to a tour of our homeschool room. Come on in. Hey guys, Sarah here, mom of 3 little girls ages 6, soon to be 4, and just turned 1, and this is our first full year of homeschooling. I have dabbled in homeschooling before because I was a daycare provider and I taught preschool in our home, but I've never solely been homeschooling my own kids and in the elementary ages. So I'm really excited. My 6-year-old is going into 1st grade and this will be our first full year homeschooling, and I've really had to adapt this room to make it work for so many different purposes, and I'm excited to show you today. So the different things I needed this room to be are a place to do school, so a place to keep our materials, to sit and learn together. Also, it had to be a place to craft, so we wanted our craft stuff in here. It also had to be a place to play because I still have 2 little ones and they all like to play, but when I'm doing school I wanted a place for my 4-year-old and 1-year-old to be able to get on the floor and play and have some toys in here. It has to be super functional and have lots of storage for all of those different things, and also it is our entryway. It is the entryway in the back of our house where we usually enter, so it had to be super functional for all 4 seasons because we're here in Minnesota, so we needed lots of storage for snow gear and all of that stuff, and to adapt over time. So it's a lot of pressure on one pretty small room in today's standards for a living space, but we made it work. It's not perfect, but we love it, and I'm excited to show you today because most people don't have a brand new giant house to homeschool in, and so this is a real life video of how we did this on a budget using a lot of stuff we already had, and how you can too and do it over the years and adapt it. This is our entryway, so I will show you how I did this. It's a very, I think, genius idea that we can easily take with us when we leave this house, and we didn't have to do any structural changes, but it really divided the rooms and gave us extra storage. And I actually have a whole video on me creating this piece you see here, which is pegboard on the back of a 5x5 Kallax cube unit from Ikea, and I absolutely love it. So let me show you in this area. So this is our entry area. It is not very wide, not very big, especially for a family of 5, but it packs a lot of function into a small space. We didn't want to take up a lot of space in the room. So as you can see, if I turn this way, here is the Kallax unit. So on one side, we have homeschool, decor, and functionality, and on this side we have entryway functionality. So I just had this idea to mount this to the wall. It's mounted over here, and then I also mounted these 2 things together so it's not going to tip over. They're very heavy and strong. They're very hard to lift up at all, so that's really good, but we can easily unanchor them and take them with us if we want, or move this around. So I put pegboard on here. It's just white pegboard, which is tan, like wood color on the back, so it just makes a really nice backdrop to everything on that side. And I added this round mirror so we can see ourselves as we leave. It makes it a little cuter. Have some pens, sunglasses, lotion, and a plant here with some Kleenexes. And then here we have just bins, for backpacks and extra coats, mittens, hats, all that kind of stuff. We've got towels because we're constantly drying off slides and things outside, extra bags, and reusable bags. And then just this little container for my husband's hats and the baby stuff and stuff like that. We've got this little shoe organizer here, and these are actually just tool hooks that we just hang our coats on, and then these baskets with hats and masks, sunglasses, and just things we often need when we're running out the door or playing in the backyard, like bug spray, sunscreen, lint roller, band-aids, that kind of thing. To really make it feel like a wall and to add more storage, I just got 5 of these canvas bins. They just have our overflow winter gear, so I don't have to go to the basement to get that out. Plus I have extra shoes for as our girls' feet grow. I have a lot of hand-me-downs and things like that that are still in good shape, so I can just pull those out as needed. And then on this side we have hooks for all the adult coats and hats and sweatshirts and things like that, and then our nature bag and our diaper bag. And then I have 2 of these benches so we can sit and get shoes on and all that kind of thing, but then we also have overflow shoes in here. Plus we also have overflow shoes in here as well, and different things like that. So that's our entryway. I know that's not actually the homeschool space, but I just wanted to show you guys this really cool idea for splitting a room. If you have a room you want to split, try this out. The pegboard on one side, or you can even just leave it open. Just if you have younger children, make sure you mount it to something, either something on the back or to the wall or to the floor. But this has worked super duper well for us. So the first thing you see when you walk in is this beautiful map. Absolutely love it. I will link any of the products I mentioned in the description. I just love this because we can take it down and look at it, but it's also just a beautiful piece to have, and it just anchors the space as a learning space, which I love. And then we have this little nature display. It actually came with 2 other pieces. They're just in our girls' rooms. My kids love collecting things. I'm excited to add to this and expand over time. Maybe fill this whole thing up with rocks and things like that, because we don't have a lot of display space. That is one thing that this room is really lacking, but we'll use space as we can. Next to this is a cabinet. It is not organized very well. That's on my to-do list, but it works just fine. And this is mainly our craft cabinet, so we have all different kinds of crafting materials and then some first aid stuff as well. Up here, I keep a bin for our crazy craft. That's basically just random craft materials left over from different kits and things that I keep in there that we pull out, and I give them scissors and glue and let them go to town just creating. They love it, and it's a good way to use up any excess crafting materials. And then this bin I will show you guys in a different video, but this is how I organize all of our extra paperwork for homeschooling that I will put into my homeschool binder, which I will have a video on soon. And that's where I keep it, just out of reach, because I only need to access it about once a month. And then I just keep our little cart here, which I will have a video on soon as well. And that way the baby's not trying to get into there either, which is nice. I recently moved this dresser down here. I know we have a lot of storage pieces, but we don't have much wall space. This is the only wall space we have in this entire room, really, besides right here, because this side has a huge window, which I love, but there's no wall space. We've got all of this is not wall space, so I just wanted to add some extra space to display things and to keep all of this stuff here within reach for circle time and just learning in general. So this dresser is great. It has a lot of storage. We've got like construction paper and puzzles in here, more puzzles, Polly Pockets, our little ladybug bean bags, a lot more table activities, our microscope, play money, brain flakes, you know, just different things that we might need or just want to pull out for a fun time. And then when we get little craft subscription boxes that we haven't completed, I just keep them in here. On top of here, I have our bulletin board. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but we will be doing a lot of like world history stuff. So we might do our timeline up here to kind of see from creation to now. We may display that here or just our artwork, or I don't really know yet. I'm just leaving it blank since we're just at the start of the school year. I don't really know what will work best yet. I have our beautiful calendar here. I will link to this below. It's so beautiful. I really wanted a wooden calendar that I could take down to the floor, take to the table, take upstairs, depending on where we're learning, for our circle time, for learning, you know, the days of the week and stuff, especially for my 4-year-old, and just to kind of see what's coming up. And then we have this little display with our verse of the week here, which I can take over to the table. Our flag for saying the Pledge of Allegiance, just some special rocks a friend gave us. This is really cute. It just, I have no like good way to store this. So this is like a kind of Montessori puzzle. Our CD player with our classical conversations and our Heart of Dakota curriculum CD for learning the different verses and timeline and all different things we're going to be learning with those. Our pencil sharpener, and then this is a Boredom Buster. So these just have different craft sticks with different activities like Play-Doh, painting, crazy craft, you name it, it's probably in here. So when they're like, I'm bored, or they're getting antsy or fighting a lot, we'll just pull one of those out. And then we've got our globe that they love looking at. But then we also have, this is a tent from my childhood that my aunt made me that the girls love to play with, so that's just tucked in here, as well as this whiteboard. So if I'm trying to explain something, I can just pull it out and bring it to the table. It's got a grid on one side and just plain whiteboard on the other. They also just like to play with that. Over here, we just have the cat tree. I don't love it, but the cat does. Perfect timing. Oh my goodness. He loves it. It's his little perch. He loves to lay up there. He loves being able to look out the window And we love our cat, so as much as he drives us crazy, we wanted him to have his little perch. And then right now with a little one, we still have our baby containment devices, like our little foldable like exercise saucer. I like to use this when we're trying to get out the door just to contain her. This little frog seat I'll probably be getting rid of soon. And then our Octagon Play Pen we love, especially for when the bigger girls are doing stuff with small pieces. I can put them in here and then the baby can still roam. I just find they get less cranky if they aren't the ones being contained, but sometimes you got to contain somebody because they're small pieces. And then we have these two little nooks that I just tell the girls, like, go up high. Like if the baby is bothering them, they can climb up there. She can't climb that high yet, so they can play up there. It's also just like a cushy spot to sit, look at books, lay. They like to pretend it's their little bedroom when they're playing house. So we've got their dolls here. This elephant was my husband's when he was a little boy. Blankets on this side. Here we have all of our toys that I rotate out. I get so many questions about how we did this. So basically, this was custom made by us. So we got like chipboard, and then we added foam and then batting and just stapled it to the underside, and then we just stuck them on. So it's not anything too fancy. Most people could do this very easily. You could go to the hardware store, have them cut down the chipboard or the plywood, whatever size you wanted, and then you just cut the foam, cut the batting, and then wrap the fabric around. And then I really do need to change out the fabric soon. It's been a few years since I did that, so that would just make it fresher. I may just do a more neutral color, but this has worked great because this is a fireplace, a wood burning fireplace. And I don't want the kids climbing in it and stuff, so it's allowed us to have, you know, a soft space so the baby's not whacking her head on the hearth. They're not running into it, and they can actually like climb up and use these spaces. And then we just took this is one of those smaller like closet made units, and just drilled it right into the brick. It's been here for 6 years now and it's never budged, which I love. But I would recommend, if you do this, add a backing to it. You add a backing to some of the squares when you're building it with the instructions, but it leaves a bunch of these open, and the cat likes to like climb in there and then get his paws all ashy. Toys fall back there, so just keep that in mind. But this has worked really, really well so that they can reach the toys. The baby can't reach the ones up here, so I put the smaller piece ones that I don't want the baby getting into up there. And it's just a great focal point. I will be having a custom print going here very soon with an Anna Green Gables quote that I'm really, really excited about, that a friend is making me. But stay tuned for that video. I'm going to have a whole fall decorate with me tour, but my husband made this for me before we ever had kids, so I just love having that in here. And behind it is our felt board. I have a whole video on how to make your own felt board and felt pieces very easily and inexpensively, so go check out that video. I'll have it linked below. On the two sides are shelves that we added when we moved in, and I just put curtains here so it's not so cluttered looking. I lived with it cluttered looking for many years, and I don't know why, because this was so easy. You just add a tension rod and some curtains. And so I have a lot of extra things in here, extra toys, extra crafting materials, paint, that kind of thing. And on the other side, I still have some open space. I have some craft subscription boxes here, a set of Playmobiles, and just random stuff. These are like Small World Play and some sensory play kits. The rug I have in here was from Walmart, very inexpensive, and if it gets wrecked, it's not a big deal. I think it was under $30. You can also get great rug deals in neutral colors that aren't amazing rugs at back to school time for like college students, so that's another great time to pick up rugs. I've bought those from some other places in our house. So moving on, over here is just our Ikea chair, and I have this basket with books that kind of go with whatever we're learning about. We're just when I'm filming this, it's actually still the end of summer, so we've been learning about butterflies, so I just have our butterfly books in there. But as I collect books for our curriculum and different things, I will add them here. And then this little bin unit, whatever, drawer unit, just has different table activities, mostly for my 4-year-old. So while we're learning, when I'm working with my 6-year-old, she can just grab something and take it to the table, and I rotate these out. But I also have some curriculum stuff in here as well. I may even do like a different day of the week, and we'll just pull it out that day. She'll just have that option to do whatever's in the bin for that day. But this is where we sit and I do reading. Sometimes I just sit here while they play. that kind of thing. And then over here is like the main homeschool space, the traditional homeschool space. We've got our table that I got recently. If you do buy this table, it will get scratched right away, but I knew going into this that the table would be beaten up, and that's okay because a lot of love goes into the learning, and I knew that would happen. And then I got the black metal chairs with these cushions. This is my second round of cushions. I highly recommend these. They tie around the bottom, or they have Velcro on the bottom, tie in the back. They don't move and they're very plush, so can sit there a long time, and those can stack as well. And we can even move the table out. We can move it different directions. I can move the chairs around depending. It's just very adaptable, which I like, and I like having rooms that I can move around, especially because our kids are growing so much and homeschooling is new to us. I don't really know exactly what will work until we figure it out. On our table, we just have this caddy I got from a store called Real Deals. I was looking for one forever that had 6 compartments instead of like 3 and 1 as you typically see. So we just have our crayons and rulers and pencils and all those kinds of things. Here are our Lakeshore craft trays. I love these. There's a pack of 4. We use them all the time for Play-Doh, for coloring, for kinetic sand, anything we want to contain we keep on here. And then right now I just have these placemats from the Target dollar spot area for their like dry erase for something to do at the table. We've got our Echo. This just has wipes because whenever we're doing crafts we get glue all over our hands or paint or what have you, so we can just wipe that off. Right now I just haven't found a great solution for displaying their artwork because we have such little display space, so we've just been taping it to the window. Why not? So we're making it into a wall. My daughter did a camp recently where they made this to kind of, you can see the water. It will kind of like show the weather in it, which is really cool. And then we have the other side of our Kallax unit. So as I said, the back is wood color, which I love. I just think everything pops really nicely. Like if it were white, this wouldn't show up as nicely. So I got our A and our Z bookmarks are from Ikea. I just keep our different homeschooling resources and extra books that we haven't gotten to yet on there. We've got our Melissa and Dog Abacus, this great Lakeshore storage unit for all the things I keep up high so the little ones aren't getting into it. Our timer, our tape, our scissors, dry erase, everything is in there. And then we've got our Melissa and Doug clock for learning time. Over here, we just have one of these Sterilite drawer units with scissors. These are like sticker prizes for when they do really good things. They can get a little dollar store prize. Extra crayons. And then on these 3, I have these white magazine files. I will link to these because they fit perfectly. 5 will fit perfectly, like it's kind of pushing it, but it works. And these are from Amazon, so I will link them below. I just labeled them on the bottom. So magazines, coloring books, journals, puzzle books, activities books, drawing books, sticker books, clipboards, stencils, stickers, felt, whiteboards. And then in front of them, I just have these little easels, I will link below, with these 3 tracing boards. So they come with a little like wooden pencil, so it doesn't actually write, and you can just trace the letters. And I also love for my 4-year-old who's still learning her letters and her numbers and how to write them, we can bring this to the table so she can reference like what direction the P goes and so on and so forth for when she's writing, because she's super interested in learning how to write her letters right now, so that's great. And then lowercase and then numbers. So I love, love, love these. There's so many uses for them, and I found them pretty inexpensively. Over here we've got markers. This has just like overflow glue and pencils and oil pastels and things. And then we've got colored pencils. And this is just like old scrapbook paper books that I had collected so that we can use them for crafts and things. On this 3rd level, I have wooden puzzles on each end, mainly for my baby as she gets a little bit bigger. We've got our readers. I just put this little paper thing. I've had this for so long, but I just can't donate it because there's so many uses for it. So I'll figure something out to use that. This is our big binder of our Heart of Dakota curriculum, which I'm going to be talking about in an upcoming video. Tons of paper they can just take to the table and use. Some readers, and then our ABC books and number books and Bob books. And then I have the puzzles again, and just these dry erase sleeves from the dollar store, so I can put worksheets in there and we can reuse them over and over. And then in the bottom bins, I just mainly have these white bins for different things. This is a little cat bed that our baby actually loves to climb in. But these just have random things. They're not very organized right now. Got a bunch of chapter books in here. This is like kinetic sand stuff. Our Play-Doh stuff goes in here. Just random stuff. You guys, I need to organize this better. I don't even know if these have anything. Just different activities. Felt stuff. More clipboards. I don't know why I have so many clipboards. And then extra baby toys. Before I go, if you are a busy mom and you work in some way, maybe your work is homeschooling, maybe your work is running the PTA, maybe your work is taking care of a sick parent, or maybe your work is actually being an employee or a business owner working inside or out of the home, I have something coming out very soon. It is a subscription box called the Work Life Glue Box, where it's basically everything I talk about on this channel in a box with a community attached. I have a whole video announcing it that I will link below, but I would love, if you are interested, if you would join my email list. You will get entered to win 3 free months of the box. So many great goodies. Each month is a different theme, and it's all aimed to help busy working moms create balance that sticks in their lives. We'll be going over different areas of our life every month. There'll be a community attached, training, freebies. I'm so excited. It's my little baby I've been working on for a long time, and I'm so excited to get it in your hands. So if you're interested in 3 free months of the box to try it out, I will have a drawing at the beginning of December for anybody on my email list, so you can look below. I would love for you to go learn more about it. I'm just on a mission to help other busy working moms create balance that sticks in their lives and to have a community, because it truly does take a village. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my room tour. I would love to see pictures of yours. Head over to Instagram at SarahWLG and you can DM me over there. I love to connect with you guys over there as well. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye guys.